It's Big Mouthy.
So my name is Iris Caldwell. I am out of the North Dallas area, and I do modeling, acting. I also really enjoy working with like some students. Like I used to say my students. I used to work with students like heavily, but I still consider myself a mentor. I still like work in nonprofit. That's like the meat of what I do and who I am, and the rest of it's just awesome and extra. But like helping people is really where it starts.
Okay, Iris, and so like let's just get the elephant out the room. You were on Married at First Sight.
She was.
Let's talk about before that. What led up to the show? Like let's talk about your childhood, your college days. You know, just what led up to you being on the actual show.
Yeah, so I was born and bred in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I'm a North Carolina girl through and through. And then I went to college in Florida, then bounced to school in New York. And funny story about that. So I, of course, wanted to do modeling since forever. And I had an opportunity to be on America's Next Top Model. They actually came and auditioned some girls at my college. And when I was in Florida. And I was like, okay, yes, I got to do this. I'm going to go. They loved me. They loved everything. I did like on-camera interviews. I did like a Skype, because back then they had Skype.
Yeah.
Back then I did like a little Skype interview. They're like, we love you. You've done such a great job. Like, we actually going to cast you for the show. However, like, you're going to be in LA for X amount of time. So you can't still be in school and do it at the same time. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I just got here. Like I am fresh in college, but like, this is what I want. This is the opportunity I want. I'm going to have to go for it. So I ended up dropping out of school. All my teachers would like let you go virtually, which was not a thing at this time.
Right.
And only one teacher said no. So they all had to say no.
Right.
So I ended up dropping out of school, and I ended up never hearing back from that America's Next Top Model. Yep. So I had to re-enroll back in Charlotte area, I guess you would say. Well, not really even Charlotte, in Durham. Yep. I went to a school in Durham, an art school, and then ended up transferring to the New York location because I was like, nothing is going to stop my grind. Like your girl is still going to try to do what she had to do, and ended up doing modeling in New York. I loved it. I went to school up there, got my associates and my bachelor's while in New York. And I don't know, truly loved the Model-esque style, I guess you would say.
Right.
And then from there, I ended up coming back to North Carolina and went to grad school in Charlotte. And that's kind of, I guess, where I was casted for Married at First Sight. I don't want to say casted, but I applied to be on Married at First Sight, which was originally from there. And it's really funny because my mom and I had watched the show for years. Like I was like, if they ever come to Charlotte, like, and I'm still single, I'm going to do it, not to just be on the show, but truly to find love. Because I believed so much in what they were doing and how they were doing it. And I was just like, I want to be a part of something like that.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, the season before, at the bottom, it says now sending applications for Charlotte, North Carolina. And I was like, prayed about it. And I was like, okay, we're going to apply and see what happens. Ended up getting on the show. And it was a whirlwind. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Glad I did it. Would never take it back to the world.
Right.
Would 100% change some things I did to being like on the show, but like would not take the experience back for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to, TV, now you have both a watcher and a doer. You were on the actual show. What do you think maybe the biggest misconception or, maybe not like false narrative type thing, but are there any things that you saw behind the scenes that you were like, oh, I would have never guessed in a million years that this happens?
Yes. I think it really has to do with how the show is put together in so many ways, because all you can do is try to be your authentic self, right? But we know at the end of the day, some of the scenes are going to be left on the editing floor. Like they're not all going to have that. I was on the show it was 4 couples total. So it was only about an hour show, right? So within an hour, you had to feature 4 couple story in just a time frame, including commercials, So like you're not seeing truly who I am, what I'm about, what I'm even saying most of the time. You're not catching all the sentences and the true essence of like what we're going through during that 8-week time frame, other than like 15 seconds, a couple minutes of edited TV show,
That's true.
And so a lot of the times coming back and looking at it, just from other people's POV, I was like, oh my God, that's what you thought, or that's what you assumed, or that's how you saw it. Not so much.
Right.
Let me tell you how it really happened or something like that. And I think that was probably the biggest misconception, is not catching the true essence of who Iris is just based off of a reality TV show. And once you get to know me, I'm pretty cool.
I can agree.
And a lot of people did. A lot of people loved me. A lot of people didn't. I actually ended up getting death threats. Like
really?
Actually a literal death threat came to my inbox. And I got a lot of other stuff too, but hey, everyone's entitled to their own opinion and how things work. And I know who I am. I know the truth of who I am. And I'm carried by God. So that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Okay?
And so, obviously didn't work on the show.
Yes.
No, but that led you to your now fiance. Was that a legal marriage that was on the show?
That was a legally binding marriage where we had to actually get a full divorce. And how the show works in this kind of essence is that, of course, if you happen to get divorced, like you don't have to cover it, right? It's covered by the show. And yeah, it was a legal divorce where and this was actually during COVID.
Wow.
So like the show happened in 2019. I think the wedding was like in March or so, but mind you, they leaded up to that a little bit. So I think we got told that we were going to be on the show the year before, like 2018, December-ish. I remember like it was cold when I was filling out the application. I remember that much. Again, so then we were told about the show. They really did only give us 2 weeks. That part is very true about leading up to the wedding and how that whole process is. And that was all of March. We filmed April, and then May was like the last time we filmed. That May or whatever our last episode was when we officially filed for the divorce. And because North Carolina, you had to wait a year of that. So a full year had to officially go by before we were able to actually nix it. And that was 2019 of May. So 2020 of May was when we were able to actually file, which was very difficult to do during COVID situation. I was able to get it done, able to send off to make sure it was signed by all the parties to get it back and then officialized and be done with it.
Okay. And did you learn any lessons about like relationship or yourself or what you like in a partner that you then carried on to now your fiance?
Oh my gosh. I learned so much about myself in the show. I will say that I learned so much on how to just grow, be again, the person I am now, essentially the person that I am marrying now. Like I got to learn so much about making sure that I am the right person going into my next relationship, whatever that was at the time. I didn't even know. And truly kind of growing into being this woman who is just like exuding confidence in herself, standing up for herself, knowing what she will and will not accept, as well as also knowing kind of what I may have done some missteps in, calling myself out on it, working on it and fixing it to bring into the right direction to the next relationship, which of course is my fiance now. But it just, I think, worked out so well of me being able to kind of see those nuances, watching it, fixing it to be better going forward.
That's really cool. And so let's talk about after the show. Of course you were not on the show to be on the show. You were in it to find love, like you said. But was there almost like I don't want to say like a depression, but like a time where like you were on the show, you're living on the lights, and then it's kind of like it just stops?
Yes. To a degree. So I will be flat out honest. I literally watched the show for the first time with the world. Like we don't see the show ahead of time. We do not. We see it when y'all see it. So we have no idea what they're going to show, what clips they're going to use. And literally I would like show that. And then like the next day I had my therapy session. Because like I literally needed therapy during the entire vision of the show. Because it was so hard, not just to watch, but to know the things that were being shown and the things that were displayed, and just like the untruths of so much of it was so hard for me to like rationalize and understand, as well as just me being able to grow in that time frame as well from what was being shown or depicted, or again, what was true or not, just so much of that. And so that was probably a hard part, but again, learning and growing yourself in that moment as well. And then again, you're also learning this in the middle of COVID too. So like it was on Lifetime originally. It did not hit Netflix until COVID actually hit. Like we were originally never supposed to be on any streaming site at all. It was just supposed to be on Lifetime. When again, COVID hit, everyone's stuck inside the house. And so they apparently signed a deal with Netflix, and that's when we were the first season to ever be on Netflix. Amazing. And from there on, roller coaster. Okay, so the show is over, and you're living basically your new life, your newfound life, and whatnot with your new fiance in Dallas. And so, what are you doing now? Like, I've seen you in some commercials. What is Iris doing now? Yes, I'm doing so much cool stuff, from acting to modeling. Of course, in that time, I actually ended up being back on Netflix, but with Lindsay Lohan. Okay, your girl had 4 lines. 4 lines on a Netflix show with Lindsay Lohan. And then I've done a AAA commercial as well. I've done a few other different commercials, both print work and both on TV streaming. Hopefully you'll see me on your screen again, whether that's both commercial stuff, but also still doing some acting whenever I can get the chance in to send some auditions through.
Of course,
100%. But I love how you said that I did the show for love and not for like what happen afterwards, right? I think that that's such an interesting way to put things in the world that we're in now, because like reality TV was like the real world was essentially what we originally saw as like being reality TV, and it's
Mhm.
changed into something so much more with social media added to that, right? So just hoping that all the reality TV people that are applying for TV shows are trying to get into that industry, just
Mhm.
be your most authentic self and just know that you can't change everything.
Right.
You can't edit it yourself. You know,
Yes.
you are who you are, and they are going to make our show whoever it is that they want to. So as
Mhm.
long as you know yourself and is true to who
Yes.
you are and believe that, you'll be able to get through whatever other people see of you.
Right.
So that's true. But yeah, the life now, I'm so happy. I'm living it. I'm
Yes.
just so blessed to be a part of this and to really be able to keep doing things that I enjoy doing,
Mhm.
whether that's my actual work with helping people, and just working in a nonprofit,
Mhm.
or it's me being able to do modeling and acting and influencing and stuff like that for social, or if it's just mentoring people,
Yeah.
and just doing all those aspects are something that I'm glad I'm still able to do on a higher level
Yeah.
because of whatever the show was and
Yeah.
whatever happened after the show.
Of
So
course.
for
So
sure.
I want to talk about the mentoring a little bit. Can you,
Yeah.
talk about some of your things that you're doing, to help, either younger or even older generations?
Yes, for sure. So I used to actually work for a mentoring agency in
Mhm.
so many ways, a nonprofit, and I just kind of carry that on of like having friends that have children in so many ways that
Mhm.
may be looking into going in different fields that I may know of or
Right.
know someone in or whatever it may be, or just kind of helping them along in
Right.
that kind of way. Or maybe it's even for like them applying to colleges, like thinking about, hey girl, you're a junior. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Let's kind of get in the realm of what we need to do. What do you enjoy doing? What do you like doing? Let's talk about what it looks like college for you, if that is what you want to do,
Mhm.
and then think about other options if college isn't what you want to do and what that looks like. And then finding the appropriate people to kind of put them in line. So
Mhm.
it's like, hey, I think I like engineering. Perfect. I actually have a friend
Yeah.
that is in electrical engineering or
Yep.
chemical engineering or whatever it is. Let's let her talk to you and you guys have the conversation. And now hopefully that relationship blossoms and that child also blossoms from
Mhm.
that conversation to then go on to make sure that their life accelerates in whatever way because they
Yeah.
had a great mentor and it all started from a small conversation.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Okay, we seem to do a lot of amazing things. Where do you see
Yes.
yourself, like let's say 5 to 10 years, both in all three
Yeah.
aspects of life, both from the private life,
Mm-hmm.
the on the spotlight life, and then the mentoring
Yes.
life?
Oh my goodness. The 3 to 5 years. Hopefully I'm still acting and modeling and doing stuff like
Mhm.
that, right? Hopefully I will again be on your TV screen
Yes.
sometime soon doing, again, a movie or doing acting or just again on commercials, still saving the world as best as
Yes.
I can, one step at a time, one person at a time. Yeah, I really don't even know. I
Sure.
don't know what that looks like. And especially with the climate of the world right now, I don't know
Yes.
what that looks like. All I can say is I hope that I am happy, enjoying it, and still being able to help people
Yeah.
in whatever way or form that looks like,
Mhm.
while still being able to do the things that make me happy in
Yeah.
the process of that too. So I don't know. You're going to have to catch me in 3 to 5 years. You got
Okay.
to
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what it's going to
Yes.
have to be. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So you can look at the camera. What advice do you have for those out there who are looking to follow their passions, any dreams, no matter what it is?
Yes. For those of you that are at a point where you are maybe hitting a roadblock or a blockade of something and you're like, this is not going the way I assumed or wanted it to go, just know that that is supposed to happen. That is whatever it is you're going through is supposed to happen, whether good, bad, happy, or sad. And knowing that there is a pivot somewhere in there to help you to go in the direction you need to go, figure out what that is. So again, if you're going in a direction where you've hit a roadblock, that roadblock is not there to stop you. It is there to point you in the next direction or to pivot you into another avenue that will work just as well as what you're already doing. Don't let that blockade stop you from where you're going. Allow it to be a pivot to the next thing that you're going to go to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And where can they find you? Social media, all that good stuff.
You can find me on social media on Instagram at Iris Olivia, on TikTok at Iris_Caldwell, or you can always reach out on my website at iriscaldwell.com.
Perfect. Well, Iris, I really appreciate you coming on. I've learned a lot about
Yes.
you, and it's just been really inspiring. I do hope you go on
Thank
to
you.
bigger, better things as always.
Of course. Thank you.
Yes.
And one last thing.
Okay.
I always end my stuff with saying it takes just one. It takes one person to change somebody else's life. So if you can do something, take one person that you can help accelerate their life based on yours to then pass it down. And that is considered mentoring. So it takes just one.
It's Big Mouthy.